Right, hello and welcome back to the channel. On today's video we have a Thunderpole T800. Now quite a lot of you will know this radio. This is a radio that's couldn't be considered a vintage radio. It's currently on sale here in the UK. It's a multi-mode radio and it'll do CEPT, all the AM and the EU frequencies as well, just by a simple menu change. So quite a versatile little set, a very small radio. Normally comes with a really good microphone. Unfortunately this is a slightly older one which comes with the pair drop microphone, which isn't quite as good as the more substantial microphone that comes with the later models, which is this one, which is a very, I'd have to say this microphone is one of the best sort of budget microphones of any CB or any ham radio. In fact, they're that good. So I really rate that, and if you do have one of these older sets, then that's a significant upgrade. So I'm not sure if this radio works or not. So it's come to me from my buddy Steve, who sent a lot of radios to me, which you will have seen on the channel in the past. So what we'll do first is just get some numbers down for this set to see what it's doing and what it's not doing, and then we'll look at aligning it for Steve and getting it back in the post to him. So if you need to know how to change this, what you do is you turn the radio off, and then whilst pressing the PTT button down on the the down button on the microphone together, turn on the power using the on-off volume control, and then you can select the mode that you want from this chart here. Now if you need to, you can pause that and you can see the different modes and what they give you. Now I'm only going to adjust this radio in the -U mode for the UK, which gives you 40 channels FM, the old school FM channels, and then the CEPT channels on FM. And I'm going to adjust it for UK 40, so we'll do all our adjustments on channel 20 as we normally do. At the moment the radio is showing a mode I'm not familiar with on here, FP. If somebody knows what that is, it's certainly not on this list, but then it is an older radio than this radio, so it might have slightly different firmware in. So we'll get this in the UK mode before we do anything. That's the first thing to do. Right, now straight away I can see there's a problem with that microphone. On here, if I press the up and the down buttons, we go up and down, that's no problem. But when I plug the microphone in, the up button operates the ASQ function, the automatic squelch. So there's either something wrong with that microphone, or that microphone isn't compatible with this radio. Just for now, to get the test going, we'll plug in my microphone, T800 mic, and we'll carry on the test with that, and we'll look at the microphone at the end of the video. Okay, with the radio on there, it's doing a full 4 watts, absolutely bang on 4. We're now using my microphone. We've got no issues with the up and down selection now, so that's all sorted. We'll have a look at that microphone a little bit later. So let's see what the deviation is doing. 1, 2. That's a little bit low. We'll bring that up a bit. Right, so that's quite off frequency. That's unusual. That should be 27,79125. So that's unusual to see a new set be that low. So that'll definitely need to come up. I'll just write that down. It's 27,79061. It's doing a very respectable 0.22 of a microvolt for 12 decibel synad. So very, very, very sensitive, or very clean if you like. As you can see, looking at the SDR, it's slightly off frequency, and so we'll bring that into frequency using the little trimmer next to the reference oscillator crystal. There we go, dragged it along a little bit, and we'll just check that on the frequency counter to see how we're doing. And there we go, 27,79124. Right, so there's no transmit lineup as such in this radio. They're all fixed inductors which are within these cans, so there's no adjustment in terms of that, but there is a transmit power adjuster, you see just down there. Now this one's already doing 4 watts, but if you've got one out of the box and it's not doing full 4 watts, so very often a 3.2 or sometimes under 3, that's your adjuster there. Just tweak that up and adjust it so you're getting 4 watts, and that should see you well. Okay, the deviation adjustment is just there. It was a little bit low on this set, and so we'll bring that up. We'll just do that off camera with the oscillator, and we'll bring that up to where it should be. And we took the mic apart now, and we fixed the problem with the up and down button, and we've given it a little service, cleaned the switch contacts, and the auto squelch function is now working correctly. And we'll just check the deviation. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's just spot on. There doesn't seem to be an adjustment for the TX power meter. There is one for the RX power meter, and there's an adjustment for an AM mod, which I'll show you on the picture, but we're not going to touch the AM side of it. So yeah, let's move on to receive. Okay, you got your FM detector adjustment, but I couldn't seem to get it to do a great deal. The can there is the yellow can. Get to zoom in. Is the yellow can there? But I couldn't get any adjustment off of that at all. And with it being so good on receive, I didn't want to twist it and turn it too much. But that is the FM detector, and these four are the receive lineup. But again, I don't think we're going to squeeze much more out of this. Okay, we've got a little bit. We're doing 0.2 microvolts for 12 dB SINAD, which is absolutely superb. So let's move on and do the squelch and the auto squelch. The two squelch adjustment points are here and here, these two adjusters there. This is the adjustment for the auto squelch, so you set your squelch setting to auto, and you can adjust when that cuts in and cuts out, and this is the manual one. So we'll do the manual squelch adjustment first, and to do that we've got a signal of 100 microvolts on the signal generator, and we've got our squelch control all the way up to full, and there we go. It just cuts out on 100 microvolts, but I want to bring it in ever so slightly. We like to set our squelch to S9 signal of 100 microvolts, so I'm just going to adjust that just so it comes in there. Right, so on the low end we're looking at 0.3, and it's opening at 0.5, and it's dropping off at 0.3, so it's good band of hysteresis on the low end. On the high end it's not quite as good. 100 microvolts, we're fully open, and it drops off at about 50, I think. Sometimes you have to switch this in and out. 32, that is literally as good as I can get it on the high end. So what I would suggest on these T800s, because I think they're all going to be the same, is just roll the squelch control back a little bit from full, and that'll give you a much better adjustment. I've seen this on other CB radios as well, where you just can't get the adjustment on full squelch. Okay, now we've got it in auto squelch mode, and it's nice and sensitive at the low end, coming in at about 0.3 and cutting out at 0.19. If you need to adjust that, it's the other adjuster as I showed you on the previous clip there, right next to the manual one. Right, we'll just adjust the RX meter now. And what we're looking for when we adjust this is for the, I mean, it's not super accurate, it's for the first three lights to come in. We don't want the red light coming in, that's our plus 30, so we'll just back it down just so that doesn't come in, and then if we step the signal generator up, I'll tell you when it comes in on plus 30. There we go, 178 microvolts. Okay, and then as we wind it down we're going to 87, and then the first light should drop out. Obviously fairly sensitive, that's at 19 microvolts. Let's see when number 2 drops out, just out of interest. That's at 6 microvolts, and then we'll wind it all the way down to see when we lose number 1, just purely for the sake of doing it. Let's see where number 1 drops out. There we go, that's at, let's bring it back in, that's at 0.48 of a microvolt, just so you know. And that's the RX meter adjustment there. Right, I think that pretty much covers this little radio. Seems to be working just spiffing. I will test it in the AM mode just to make sure we haven't upset anything. But we fixed the microphone. I don't quite know what was going on there. It may well have just been one of the wires pinched in the case or something, but might be something to watch out for. Be good. So we've got our receive line up there, the TX power adjuster and the detector. we've got RX meter, AM mod, deviation, fine frequency adjust, main frequency adjust, auto squelch, manual squelch, and there is a trimmer at the top right here, which you'll see there, which I don't know what that does. I can't seem to get it to do anything. It may well be something on the AM side, I'm not sure. Right, so let's see if we can get hold of Mick and do an over-the-air test. Let's quickly try an AM mode. There's a little bit of activity on actually. Polish lorry drivers on the motorway on AM. Right, we'll transmit on the Randy. We'll just put the squelch up there. This is in AM mode. I just wanted to do a quick test. It will buzz because I'm close to the radio. 1 2 1 2, and then we'll just do a quick transmit and just see if we can hear that on the Randy. Pick up the right microphone. 1 2 1 2, testing 1 2. Yeah, like I say, we've not touched the AM side of the radio. It's probably not something the end users will use much, but it is working nonetheless. Right, we got this T800. Hopefully it's all fully repaired and working. T800. Hopefully it's all fully repaired and working. Mick is out there recording at his end, and I'm using the original little pair drop microphone that come with the older T800s. It did have a bit of a fault, but I'm hoping that it's working okay. We've got the 3D printer running in the background here, so it's a little bit more noisy than usual, but I wonder how the radio sounds to you there, Mick. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Mick returning this end, and it's you're sending me over some beautiful audio. Very good audio indeed, nice and loud, crisp, and just absolutely you, mate. Another good job done, I should think. So a little bit of white noise, but nothing to worry about. You're well over the top of that anyway. So yeah, sounds good. Back to you, Paul.
Yeah, Roger D there, Mick. Yeah, you're sounding really good as well, as usual. There was a few little gripes with this set, but really nothing major at all. It was mostly the microphone that was causing all the issues. I'm really pleased to see now that on the Thunderpole website as well, that they're now putting the manual on the product page. You don't have to pay for the manual. Whether they saw my video or not, I don't know, because I moaned about that. They were charging $4.99 for the manual for this, which I thought was ridiculous. But now it appears to be a free download. So well done to Thunderpole UK for that. That's absolutely superb, and I think that goes across the range of stuff now. So you'll be able to get a manual, because not everyone can remember how to change the modes on these, and not everyone knows where the original manual is, of course. So these are sort of 5 years old now as well. A lot of these are appearing on eBay without boxes even now. So yeah, I'm pleased about that, Rog.
Yeah, okay, Paul, all copied. Yeah, I didn't know about the manual.
You'll be in online now, so I will download myself a copy and have a read now and again. As I say, read the manual or a word to that effect. So yes, sounds good, Paul, really good.
Yeah, okay, and you can all see the radio that Mick is using at the other end. He's got the choice of 3 or 4 different sets.